Hey everyone, today we have a tutorial on the makeup that I'm wearing right now, which is a very eye-catching, daytime appropriate neutral look. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. I don't know exactly. As you can see, it's just a very beautiful neutral eye makeup with very glowing looking skin. The eye focus, like the lightness, is focused on the inner corners of the eyes. And it's kind of like very cat eye-ish looking. I don't know. I definitely think it's subtle enough for you to wear it in the daytime, but you can also wear it in the nighttime whenever you want, depending on your personality. Just make it your own. Use the products that you have at home. You don't have to use the products that I show. I do give you the names for most of them and the brand, but the only reason why I do that is just that in the event that you want them, or if you're interested in buying them, whatever, that you have the option. Let's just go ahead and jump into the tutorial. I'm going to start off by priming using Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Just applying that, especially on this area right here. And then I'm going to continue with my foundation using whatever is left on my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. It's truly like my favorite foundation ever. I don't know. I have other foundations that I like, but for some reason this one is just my favorite. And then using my beauty blender, I'm just going to be blending that into my skin. Now I'm going to prime my lids using MAC Soap Ochre, as always. I'm going for a very subtle look today, very wearable. I'm actually going to a barbecue, so I don't want to overdo it. At least I'm going to try not to. So I'm going to come in first with Peach Smoothie and just apply it all over the upper lid. Not the upper lid, the upper crease area. This is my first transitional shade. And I'm using a big fluffy brush. This one is by Sigma. I'm going to next say Cocoa Bear. This one, which is a kind of like a brick brown. It's a really pretty color. And I'm going to be packing that onto the outer V area. So right outside the lid, and taking it a little bit into the crease as well. Again, we're just packing on the outer V. The brush that I use for this is a shading brush by Real Techniques. Let's make sure that they're both the same. Alright, so to blend the edges, only the edges, we're going to be using Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek as well. It's just a little darker than Peach Smoothie. And we're just going to be blending out the edges. If you want, you can use the same color that you use as your first transitional shade. It's really up to you. And let's make sure that we don't bring any color into the inner crease. We want to keep the intensity on the outside, on the outer corners. For the inner corners of the eyes, I'm going to be using a pigment. This is Vanilla Bean, actually just Vanilla, by MAC. It's just a very gorgeous pigment. It's very light catching. It's gorgeous. That's what it looks like. I'm going to be using a concealer brush. And I'm going to be wetting my brush. To be just patting that on the lid, the inner lid, with a concealer brush. I love this pigment. I really love it. It's so multi-purpose. Like, you can use it for the eyes, you can use it as a highlighter. It's really a beautiful color, like gorgeous. I don't use it enough. And as you can see, I'm bringing it all the way into the inner corners of the eyes. Right here. You want it to look really nice and blended, so go back in with the Cocoa Bear and then just go over with whatever's left from the vanilla pigment. Because you don't want to mark. You want to make sure that they blend really nicely. So just go back and forth until you're happy. Happy with the outcome. Like I said, I wanted something very subtle, very daytime appropriate. So I'm going to be using their Real by Benefit Push Liner. I think I'm saying it all backwards, but you know what I mean. In the color True Brown, I think it's the color. definitely the only brown one that they have, so it's brown. That's the thing. You just need a brown liner if you want to recreate this look. I'm going to be creating a wing too. I already filled out my brows using the Dip Brow by Anastasia. I'm going to be using Champagne Pop by Becca and Jaclyn Hill to highlight my brow bone. Apply some mascara. So I'm super excited about the lashes that I'm going to be wearing for today. It's actually the first time that I wear them or I try them. Well, not the brand, but the lashes themselves. The brand is Moi Makeup, and they're actually a cat eye wispy lash, and that's what they look like. They're synthetic. But let me just tell you the story. I actually got introduced to this brand a couple of months ago, well, almost a year ago, I believe. I was going to a party and I went to the mall, and I noticed that they had a stand for makeup at the mall where they sold false lashes, and in particular mink lashes. I had never tried any mink lashes in the past, so I was really, you know, I really wanted to try them. So I went ahead and tried a pair, and I really loved them. They were kind enough to send me 3 different pairs of their lashes recently, and I'm so happy. So happy with them, and I believe they're new styles that they came out with. 2 of them are synthetic, which are the ones that I'm going to be wearing today, and also these right here, which in the back they wrote synthetic spiked. In the packet that they sent me, they have the card that includes the types of lashes that they have in their names. These are the mink. The mink are definitely a little bit more on the dramatic side, so that's why I'm not trying them on today, but they look really nice. I can't wait to try them. So anyways, to make the long story short, I'm really excited about the lashes, especially because they gave me a discount code. So if any of you are interested in buying the lashes, I believe you get, don't quote me on it, it's 5 or 10% off, I don't know, but I'll leave it down in the description box, so that if in case you guys are interested, you can either go in person if you have one of them, one of their kiosks by, you know, any of the malls that you go to. If you're in the New Jersey area, they definitely have kiosks. Now you can go online and purchase their eyelashes. I will leave the prices and all of that right down in the description box, so definitely go ahead and check them out. I will also leave the code to the discount if you guys are interested. You don't have to, but if you are, you can go ahead and use the code. And that's it. I'll leave all the information right down in the description box, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and apply them off camera because I actually have to cut them a little bit to adjust them to my eye. I went ahead and put on the lashes, and real talk, I love them. Look how cool they look. Watch. The lash band is so thin that you can definitely wear them like with liner, without liner. Super easy to apply, and really flexible. I really like them. Like natural looking kind of, but then they a little bit dramatic, like just very wispy, very separated. Like it's not like, I don't really like really thick chunky lashes and natural looking. I love them, love them. So to cover up my dark circles, I'm going to start off applying my Wheel Concealer from Ben Eye, and I use the orange shade to neutralize the area a little bit, and then I go over that with my regular concealer, which I'll be using Naked Skin by Urban Decay. I already have a video where I go in depth on how I conceal my really dark, extremely dark under eyes. So if you want to see that, I can leave it down below. So with whatever product I have left, I'm just going to go over in the center of my forehead, the bridge of my nose, and my chin, just to highlight the area and make everything look even. So I'm now going to set that with some translucent powder. So now we're going to move on to the bottom lash line, and I'm going to use Cocoa Bear first, using this detailer brush by Real Techniques, really close to the lash line. Kind of gonna mimic the same thing that we did on the upper part of the eyes. So now just to diffuse that a little bit, you can either choose Creme Brulee or Peach Smoothie, whatever you have, the same one that you use as your transitional shade, and we're just gonna blend out the edges a little bit so it can look more smoky, you know. I'm gonna be taking some more of that pigment, and I'm gonna be placing it on the inner part of the lower lash line. You can go ahead and touch up the inner corners of the eyes as well if you want that extra pop. And we're pretty much done with the eyes. So now we just need a couple of coats of mascara and the eyes are done. So I'm going to be using this cream color, flush color eyeliner right on the waterline. But if you like, you can just leave it with no liner. I'm just going to go ahead and bronze my face and kind of like contour a little bit, but not too much. I'm going to be using this one by Tarte. This is a bronzer that I got in my Ipsy bag for the month of July, I think it was. It's a really pretty subtle bronzer. I really like it. You can use it for bronzing, for contour. It's very, very subtle, but it's definitely buildable, and I really like that. For blush, I'm going to be using Infatuation, also by Makeup Geek. I really like this one. It's super pigmented, as you can see. You have to be really, really careful with it. Actually, I applied too much. So we're going to have to blend that. Brow gel on my brows. I like to save this for last most of the time. So for highlighter, I'm going to be using Champagne Pop, which is the same one that we use on the brow bone. I'm going over with Gilded Honey just right here for a little bit more pop. Look at that highlight. Highlight on fleek. If you hear a weird sound like a is that David and my son Dylan. They're actually taking a nap right now and they both snore. So imagine my nights. Those are my type of nights. I'm going to stay in the neutral family, so I'm going to line my lips with Strip Down. Cherish or Myth? Myth, I think. So we're all set. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, or if you think you learned something new or something cool, whatever, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, share on social media, all that good stuff. You know what to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Besos. Bye bye.